Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Last Epoch. This is a game that you can find on Steam and other places for about $35 or so. Now, I just got my press key today, and normally I would spend a lot more time playing a game like this because it is an action RPG with multiple classes, different skill trees, different ways to customize your characters. But because I got a press key, I have to kind of prove that I'm working on it, provide coverage. So this video is going to be first impressions, and then I'll do a video later on once I've had a chance to actually mess around with it a bit more. But first impressions are fairly good. I like it. There's both an online and an offline mode, so you can pick and choose which way you want to play. There are 5 classes in this game, and each class has a base class, like Sentinel, for example. And then you've got 3 masteries. There's like Void Knight, Forge Guard, and Paladin. So you started as a Sentinel, and then you pick one of those masteries. Instead, you could choose a Rogue, which is that base class, and then you can master into Blade Dancer, Marksman, and Falconer. So again, you can kind of pick and choose which way you want to go with that. There is a Mage base class, which specs into Sorcerer, Spellblade, and Rune Master. Those are the different masteries for that base class. There's a Primalist base class, which specs into Beastmaster, Shaman, and Druid. That was really tempted to go with this one, but I decided, do something a little different from my Diablo 4 character. Then finally, there's Acolyte, which specs in a Necromancer, Lich, and Warlock. This is the class that I chose for my current playthrough. I was a Necromancer in Diablo 3 and really enjoyed it, so decided to give this a try to see how it plays. And again, first impressions are pretty good. I didn't have any hiccups. I created an online character. Regardless if you choose online or offline, there's a single player challenge checkbox, which is kind of weird. That if you have that checked, it'll disable the shared stash, which is weird because if you choose an offline character, it also disables the shared stash. So I'm not exactly sure what the difference is between the offline mode and the single player challenge checkbox. I have to play around with it a bit more, but suffice it to say, I was a bit confused coming into this for the first time, trying to figure out what are these new modes? What are these modes? What does this checkbox mean? How does it relate? What do I want to play? Online characters cannot play offline and vice versa, just FYI. The stashes, you do get a stash either way. It's just not shared. You can customize your tabs, which are great. You can add new ones for coin, but you can also right-click on them, change their name, change their background color to sort of organize things a little bit. I really like that. So I'm a hoarder. So any chance I get to color things and rename them, that's great. There's a fast travel system, as you would expect in an action RPG like this. Although when I was looking at the top tabs, I saw different eras, like time periods. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Ancient era. Is there going to be dinosaurs in this at some point? I don't know. Like I got excited. I'm really curious to see what direction this game takes me. And even though I could care 2 craps about the story, I play these games to level up a character. I'm really not interested in the story, but I am interested in seeing the different environments. So as you level up, there's 2 different kinds of skill points you get. There's a passive tree, passive skill points you get. You can start putting them into your base class right away, like the Acolyte, for example. And then once you unlock Necromancer or Warlock or Lich, you can start throwing points into those. These are passive. You throw points into them and you unlock new skills as you go, depending on what trees you decide to go down. So you can kind of get new skills, but again, it kind of focuses on a particular play style. The other kind of point you get is for skills and specializations. Here, you're going to unlock new skills over time, and there's also a top bar there. Each skill has its own little skill tree, and it branches out kind of like in Path of Exile. I love that. So you can pick a skill you really like, throw it up top, and then you can put skill points into it to make that particular skill stronger. And yeah, you can respec as well, but you lose all of the skill points. Like if you want to remove the skill entirely from the top bar, you lose all the skill points you put into it, and you kind of have to grind out points again for your new skill that you replaced it with. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of liked in Diablo 3 where I could just drop things in and out as I saw fit to experiment. Like I could throw this rune onto this skill. Do I like that? Nah, let's try something different. I'm going to throw this skill up there with this rune. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's keep that. This game kind of forces you to stick with your choices a bit more. I mean, yes, you can still grind out for the points again for the new skill that you replaced, but, you know, it's not instantaneous like it was in Diablo 3. I kind of miss that. I was hoping for, you know, as a new character, or a new player, really, I wanna be able to experiment without being penalized too harshly, you know. So that's one complaint that I do have with that system. Although the fact that that respec system is in there at all, I'm happy about that. As far as the gameplay itself, the environments were good. There's no like easy mode, so like there's normal and hardcore. And hardcore is just when you die, that's it. From my understanding, you can still respawn, but it's more of a bragging rights kind of thing if you manage to beat the game with hardcore mode enabled. But anyway, like, I liked the game. I enjoyed my experience with it. I look forward to playing all the different classes and seeing what they can do. But yeah, there's still a lot more that I haven't touched on, and I have to stress, this is a first impressions. First impressions, though, are pretty good. At full price, $35, it's still half the price of Diablo 4. So if you're itching, like if you're a Diablo 3 player, and you want something similar to it, this is the game. Whereas Diablo 4 is like $70, and I'm like, you know, I did pick it up, but I kind of regret it. So I'm having a good time with this. Connection issues, not a problem. I was able to log into online mode, no problem. So it looks like they fixed that, but I can't like guarantee that. I haven't played the game long enough to really test it. So there you go, folks. That was Last Epoch. Thumbs up from me so far. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time. Take care.